meet every day at 9 p.m. to work on words. So, this is going to be a 10 to 15 minute session, and wherever possible, we'll try to have tricks to remember the difficult words. And it is a series of 1790 words which occur on exams. So, if you're looking at any of the exams where vocabulary is going to hinder your path, for that we have created this WORDATHON. So let's start. So in the days to come, we'll be covering these newspapers for GDPIs and for reading comprehension passages. And these are the upcoming courses, upcoming classes. And you can press the follow button uh, on uh, as you go on to Unacademy and say you search for CAT Rakesh Kumar Sharma, right? So when you search for it, then you press the follow button to get the updates about the courses, about the dates when they are commencing, etc. So there are many courses: CMAT, IRMA, Maharashtra CET, MyCat, KI, uh, KIT management entrance tests, and the state MBA entrance exams. And then there is a crash course for CAT 2020 as well. All right, so let's start with the session today. So, in the image here, what we see is that this man, uh, his eyes are covered. इसकी आंखें ढकी हुई हैं, right? And for that reason, he would not be able to see around. He'll only see in one direction, right? And by doing so, would he have the complete view of everything around? Of course, no. And when he lives in that kind of environment or with that kind of a setup, would he turn blank on number of issues? And our answer will be yes, that he will turn blank on number of issues or on number of occasions. He'll not be open to ideas, people, innovations, etc. And with this sound of a blank, we are trying to remember one word, that is blinkered. Right? So blinkered is one word, and here is one sentence, and this sentence gives us that Abhay's blinkered head. Now, this blinkered is used before a noun, right? So this is used as an adjective, right? Showed in front soon after the start. So Abhoya is a person who announces something, right? So if you go to a restaurant, right, there'll be a person who would announce your dish. So that person is also termed as Abhoya, right? So that is someone who announces. So Abhoya's blinkered head showed in front soon after the start. Moving further, we have what we see here. We see that there are religious symbols which are here together, and they are boiling, or they are put in inside this beaker. So there is given something here. It says that the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution of India inserted the word secular into the preamble, thus making India a secular republic. But is India truly a secular country? So there's a question that has been raised here, and it basically wants to convey that probably not, although it goes against what our real scenario is. But this was there in in economic times sometime back, right? And it was basically trying to convey that all these things are simmering together and the people do not live in harmony, right? So that is what it tried to point at. It also said that uh, the definition of secularism, right, or of a secular country is that the religion or the religious institutions, they will keep themselves separate from the state. Similarly, state will also keep itself separated from these religious institutions. So for that reason, Economic Times has said that India is not secular. So when we look at this not secular, it gives us a sound of this word insular, right? So if you can remember not secular, you would be able to remember this word insular as well. It says that because the insular man, so again, insular is used for this noun and therefore it is again an adjective. Insular man had lived on a deserted island for several years. He was not very good at making conversation. So insular, the word before that, blinkered, these all are taking us towards someone who would have a narrow perspective, right? So we are doing the words which are related to narrow minded. Moving further, we see one image here, and this image gives us that someone's glasses are not clear, opaque. So it gives us a question here. So the question is, would you be able to see clearly through opaque lenses? Of course, no. The answer will be no. So the answer is here is through my opaque lenses, I can't see clearly, and with the sound of this my opaque, right? My opaque, we get a word that is myopic, right? Myopic. Again, it means narrow minded. So we have this myopic, and it says that dogma and myopic politics. So myopic again is used for politics, so it turns into an adjective. Again, narrow minded, right? Narrow minded. So dogma and myopic politics always fall short in explanation, right? Because they will not have the complete view in the picture, right? Therefore, narrow mindedness would be there. Moving further, we have this image, and this image appears to be hazy, right? It is hazy. And the question here is the image clear or partially clear? So we'll say that, of course, it is partially clear. So with the sound of this partially, right? Partially, we get a word that is parochial, right? Parochial, or if we remove o and ch, right, and we insert t here, right, what we get is the same word partial, right? So someone who turns partial in a sense that he would only be limiting his ideas to uh, his area, his locality, and those issues are also going to be small ones, right? So again, narrow minded, right? So the person who's thinking within the limited boundary, right? So it says that they need to be better informed and less parochial in their thinking. Moving further, we have here one image that gives us something related to technology here, right? Related to technology. And on this image, what we see is that probably it's a rural area, and we see a mobile phone. There's again some symbol for communicating. Mails, uh, a laptop here. So it is saying that it is trying to indicate um technology or the use of technology in the rural area. So what we see here in the question, do we find many people from rural province, right? That means rural area. Gramin Kshetra, right? So rural province to be tech savvy and capable at finding solutions to new age problems. So of course we'll say that no, maybe because they would not have that much of exposure. So with this sound of a province, the word that we get is provincial, right? Provincial. So it says provincial, and we have one sentence. It says that in spite of his education and travels, he has remained very provincial, right? That means narrow minded, right? So he remained narrow minded even when he acquired education, right? So he went to school, etc., and he traveled extensively. Still, he is provincial. he has remained very provincial, narrow-minded. All right, so there are various special classes which have been done. So these classes were related to grammar, difficult grammar questions. So you can access them for free. So you can go to my profile on Unacademy and can have look at these. You can learn critical reasoning, quick tips on critical reasoning. Although I'm writing here that, but if we try to look at the soul of one question, it will always remain same, right? The name of the exams would change, but the main material would always remain the same, right? It is same as if we go to a shop to purchase shoes. uh, it could be labeled as Adidas or Nike, but shoe will remain a shoe, right? So we also have questions related to words, right? And there are different kinds of questions. You may come across fill in the blanks, you may come across synonyms, antonyms, etc. Those kind of questions would be there. So you can have a look at those questions. And about RCs, it means broadly all the areas are covered, right, on these special classes, right? So just have a look, right, and do let me know how do you find these classes. Follow my courses, right, so that you can get all the updates. So thank you very much for coming online. Do follow, do star rating, dedicate hats, and comment, right? So that's all from my side for today. See you in the next class tomorrow again. Bye.